Hey guys, it's Jordan. Welcome back to my channel. So it has officially been 2 months since I started van life, so I figured that I would film an update for you guys today. My phone, as you guys probably have realized through many of my past videos, has been an absolute basket case when it comes to recording. At this point, the microphone basically just doesn't work at all, unless for some reason when I'm using phone calls or when I'm using TikTok, it seems to work perfectly fine. Right now, I'm filming on my Nikon DSLR camera. I actually got this camera back in 2014, and this is actually just with the kit lens, and then I'm filming with my Rode microphone. So hopefully this video quality and audio quality is decent, especially for this camera being so old at this point, but it should be good. Probably much better than my cell phone. Anyways, hello. I hope you guys are all doing well, and thank you guys for all of your support on all of my last videos. There's a bunch of new subscribers, so hello. Welcome to all of you guys. Today I am just down at Centene Park in Brockville, and if you've watched some of my past videos, you probably would recognize the park. And it is absolutely gorgeous today. This is the first, super, in my opinion, super warm day that we've had so far this year. The wind is gusting. It has been intermittently, literally gusting outside, but it's like plus 15 Celsius today, which is, for a Canadian, warm. So that's been good. I've been in Brockville since my last video, so we haven't been going anywhere recently. I've just been around Brockville. Both of my eyes have been so swollen the last 2 days. I don't know if you can tell. You can probably tell. They look so red to me. But I'm pretty sure it's the polyester fibers off of my big white puffy sweater that I've been wearing. But it could be from the cats. And I went to go visit Kaylee because I am allergic to cats. But I wasn't really, interacting with the cats the last 2 days, so I don't know why my eyes have been so swollen. And we're talking super swollen. Like, I took an allergy pill, 2 allergy pills actually. I took some Advil. I was using eye drops, and they were just like, and this entire underneath of my eye was all swollen as well. Doesn't your little heart just break when you see a wild animal that has some kind of injury, for example? For example, I just saw this little squirrel. Like, this guy only had one eyeball. It was freaking horrible. At this point, I ended up using an eczema cream underneath my eye because it was just getting so irritated as well. Anyways, so 2 months of van life. Yesterday, an older lady came up to me and brought me some butter tarts in this tin, and she came and drove directly up to my vehicle and got out, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And then she came and knocked on the window, so I was like, okay, because I was in the back making coffee, about to start filing my taxes. And she brought me this, and I was like, oh, no, thank you, I'm okay. And she's like, no, come on, open up the window. Unthreatening old lady that was just out to walk her dog. I think that she saw me parked at St. Lawrence Park a few days in a row and maybe thought that I was, struggling, homeless, and needed food or something, but no, that is not the case. I have got a bunch of questions from you guys, and just to clarify, I live in my van by choice. I could be renting an apartment or rent a room somewhere. I don't need to be living in my vehicle. I'm not destitute. I'm not struggling. I moved into my vehicle so that I have the freedom so that I can be in a smaller town that's a more comfortable community where I feel comfortable and like to be when I want to be, and then when I'm working in the film industry or when I'm going to take other opportunities collaborating or working with other artists on dancing, music, or television, film, anything like that, that I can just be closer to Toronto when I need to be. And the thing with the film industry is you don't, especially, I'll use Canada for an example because I don't work in the States. When you're working in Toronto, for example, in the Toronto film industry, you don't film in Toronto. You will be filming within the Toronto hub, within the entire GTA and surroundings. So, it could be a couple hours drive from the center of Toronto, and that's why when you're working in the film industry, you need to be able to move around all the time anyways, and it just makes no sense to me to have an apartment in Toronto when I'm going to be driving several hours to work in other films and stuff like that when I'm going to be. Or to have an apartment in Brockville, for example, where I am right now, wouldn't make any sense because Brockville's 3.5 hours from Toronto. So if I signed a lease and had an apartment here, then I'd be traveling like 3.5, 4 hours to go work in Toronto during the film season. So that is why I'm in my vehicle. I have an income, I have food, I have shelter, I could go rent a hotel or anything if I wanted. We are fine. We're doing just fine. For those of you guys that want to support, because people have been saying that they want to make donations or that these are full length movies and that I should be getting paid. I'm not monetized here on this YouTube channel, but if you want to make a donation, I have started a Patreon, or I don't know. But yeah, I do have an income. I run my other YouTube channel, which I've been running since that one. I started in 2014, but I have been on YouTube since 2006. And my other channel is monetized, and I don't make a ton of money, but I make enough money to live and to support myself. So that is how I make money. For those of you guys that are more curious, I could make an entire video breakdown of all of my different sources of income that are related to YouTube and stuff like that. But yes, in case you watch my channel and you're wondering if you need to go drop off food or anything, I appreciate it. Very sweet, but I'm not struggling or anything like that. There are homeless people that have no shelter or anything in every community, and there are shelters, there are food banks, there's lots of different places. If you feel like you would like to make a donation to somebody who's struggling, you can help those people. But yeah, I'm doing just totally fine. And I wanted to answer some of your guys' questions, because I've got a lot of questions here on this YouTube channel that I haven't got to answer, or got around to commenting back. So I just wanted to answer some of them now. So let's see. Moira Baines 3848 says, "If I was you, just clear it all and start from scratch. UK, Scotland, Aberdeen. I love your videos." So she, I'm assuming a she, sorry if it's the wrong gender, is but they are referring to clearing out everything in my vehicle, all of my belongings. And to that I would say it's easier said than done. I have every single thing that I still own to this day in my vehicle, which it definitely adds up a lot when you put all of your belongings in one vehicle. But that being said, I've been moving back and forth across Canada for over 10 years, so I already have very few belongings compared to most people. Like, if you put all of my belongings in a bedroom, the bedroom would look empty. If you put them all in a vehicle, it's very squished. But I've been decluttering, I've been organizing and donating a bunch of my stuff over the last 2 months as well, but we've got down to a lot of belongings that I'm just not going to part with. For example, stuff like this. This used to belong to my dad. I love this jacket. I have a bunch of antique suitcases in the back that I would never part with, and just things that were my dad's, and just things that I've already sorted through all of his stuff and got it down to like 2% of his belongings that I have kept, so it's not like I've kept everything. But yes, I do have things from my dad who passed and my brother that passed that I'm not going to part with, and my own belongings I've already sorted down literally 90% of them, and the 10% that's left, I've been going through all of my clothing and wearing it one last time and deciding if it fits. And I enjoy it, and I want to keep it. I'm going to keep it, but I've been going through like one item at a time and trying to just go through literally my entire wardrobe, and then donate everything that I don't feel like fits or that I don't love anymore. Normally, I would be doing my laundry. Like, sometimes I would do a load of laundry like every day when I'm living in an apartment, and all of my laundry is clean and organized at all times. And then I have everything as an option. But I've just been keeping too much clothing. Like, some clothing to me is just sentimental, so I've kept it since I was like 16. And so a lot of that I've given away over the last month, because I'm just like, we don't need to keep clothing just because we've had it forever. Some of it still fits, some of it was still good, but I was like, it's just time to let it go. It's been like 16 years for some of that stuff. But yeah, I'm in the process still of getting rid of a bunch of my stuff, to answer your question, and a lot of it I just will never be parting with. JJ Kale 1976 says, "Is everything okay with you? I hope you didn't freeze. I'm waiting for the next video." Hi, yeah, everything is great with me. I have been working on guitar pretty much every single day. I've got all of my calluses back on my fingers. I've been working on some music and writing some more music and working on singing some covers. So that's what I've been doing for most of the days lately, and just been working on my year-end taxes and, super fun, exciting stuff like that. The weather is getting a lot nicer the last couple of days, except for it's been very intermittent. It'll go from like a nice day like this back down to -10, -15, and freezing. And pretty much every night has been very cold. So I have been freezing a bit at night, but overall, I'm doing just fine. And this is that next video. So hi, thank you for watching, and thank you for all of your comments and support lately on the YouTube channel. My next comment is from Moira Baines as well, and they say, do you not have anything for your windows? I have mentioned this in a couple videos before, but I do have curtains. You can probably see behind me. These are my draw across curtains, as well as I have custom cutout thermal tech window coverings that go in the back windows. I don't use them all the time anymore, but they definitely help on really freezing cold nights, or when I want to have my privacy in here. I just don't particularly care. My windows are tinted in the back, and I don't care if people know that I'm in here at this point. I've just become a lot more comfortable with the van lifestyle. Moira says, be careful. Thank you. Robin Price, 4877, says, how long does your van take to start on freezing cold mornings? Does it take longer when it hasn't been started for several days? She starts immediately, unless you mean like warms up. Like, I've had one night where I accidentally drained the battery because I had my Jackery plugged in and charging while I was driving around, and then I forgot to unplug it and went to bed, so I woke up and my battery was dead. And for that, I just went into the Walmart and bought, like a battery charger, so I used my Jackery to recharge my battery for my vehicle, and I have a video about that on my channel as well, and how that went. But aside from that, no, she turns over immediately, even on the cold days. And to warm up, maybe like 5 minutes on a really cold day, but otherwise just like, I don't know, a couple minutes and she's good. And does it take longer when it hasn't been started for several days? I start my vehicle every single day, especially here in the winter in Canada. I would never leave my vehicle, purposely for more than a couple of days without starting it, unless I was like flew down to Alberta or something and I wasn't here and had to leave my vehicle, just because with the freezing cold temperatures and not having a block heater or having the vehicle plugged in, I wouldn't want to risk the battery dying. This battery I just bought in the summer, so it's probably not going to happen anyways, but that can happen on really cold days. So I hope that answers your question. Road Through Grace says, you've got a great voice. Continue singing in your videos, please. Well, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that. My voice has been one of my biggest insecurities over my entire life, but it's also my biggest passion. And opening up on the internet with singing can be ruthless sometimes. People don't have the kindest things to say, so I definitely appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much. And too bad about the mold, and watch the fire dancing. Yes, the fire dancing can be dangerous in when you're using the burner inside the vehicle. And the mold, I just tore out that aspect, threw it out, cleared that up immediately. Haven't had a problem since, so that's good. And basically they say, love Brenda and Blue, which is their dog. Well, thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate the comment. My next comment is also from Road Through Grace. They say, I like those videos. You did an awesome job embellishing them, and your dancing made me smile. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, my dancing, I was doing, I think it was the Hillary Duff dance. My intent is to get a passport to travel to Canada from Florida, they said. I've seen many videos of areas in Canada that I would love to see, and maybe I can eventually travel to Norway and Sweden one day. Be safe in your journeys, and maybe one day I'll see you on the road, Brenda and Blue. Well, I think that would be an amazing thing to have as a goal, especially when you're from Florida. I have been to Florida a few times. I would love to go back. I love Florida. But it is definitely way, way different everywhere in Canada. The closest at all, climate-wise, or like ecosystem, environmentally, at all in Canada would be like down in the Soyuz, the Okanagan, so like Kelowna, Penticton, way out west in British Columbia. But in terms of like looking for a different kind of landscape and to experience things that you've never experienced, from Florida to Canada, pretty much anywhere in Canada, it will be a totally different environment for you. Florida is beautiful. We definitely don't have little lizards running around anywhere in Canada, but I wish. I would love to go to Florida as well, and it would be awesome to cross paths someday. That would be very cool. As for Norway and Sweden, I would love to go over to Europe. I've never been, but I would love to go over there and see Norway and Sweden one day as well. Granny Noodles sent some hearts. Thank you, Granny Noodles. And Ben Cura 6503 says, YouTube dropped your video into my first time viewing queue from California. Not sure, guessing you're from Canada. By choice, I prefer mobile lifestyle. That's very cool. I've never been to California. I would absolutely love. That's been on my bucket list. One of the number one places. I would say the number one place I wanted to go my entire life, but still one of my number one places that I would love to go to. They say government classifies as homeless if you don't have a physical address, I think, yes. Love Planet Fitness, both workouts 24/7 and showers/amenities. I have found some Planet Fitnesses that do close, / some that are like 24/5, so they're not actually open at all times, but most of them I have found are 24/7. The one here in Brockville is great. The water temperatures are warm for showers, and I usually just go like later at night when nobody's there, and it's been great for me. So I agree. Planet Fitness has been great for me as well. Burger King app Wednesday Impossible plant-based Whopper, $3. That would definitely not be here in Canada. I wish. You're not going to find any Whopper for $3 on any day of the week from any app, any deal, any coupon. But that would be great. Don't think that our currency is worth that much here in Canada compared to the States. Priority declutter, more room for sleep, etc. Yeah, that's definitely true. That's what we're working on. And yes, DIY coffee, caffeine like my sister, instant Nestle. I am a coffee snob. I'm not a big fan of instant coffee. If I could be using something else, I would be. I have a espresso machine in the back, and I threw out my coffee maker. I donated it right as I was moving into van life, but I would need a different Jackery power system in order to power my espresso machine. So for now, it is instant coffee. And I had a French press that I bought earlier, but it shattered. I kind of figured it would, but oh well. And then they said, should you find yourself in California, reach out for all the go-tos for traveling. Good luck and be safe. And like you, call tow truck for change of a tire. Thank you. I would love to be in California one day, so maybe I'll hit you up. We'll see what happens. Yonda Fletcher says, you look like Hugh Jackman. And thank you. I've been getting that a lot more lately in my 30s, especially when I have the beard, which I shaved off right now. But that's who I always thought that I would grow up to look like out of any celebrity doppelganger, because I always got Luke Perry growing up, and Adrian Brody. People always compared me to those two, especially whenever I'm on set, like actually working in film. People tell me I look like Luke Perry all the time. And I was on Riverdale. We were both on Riverdale. We're in one shot together, like in one scene, before he passed away. Rest in peace. But Hugh Jackman, I've been getting that a lot more lately. I just thought that we had similar features, like the nasolabial folds and the same eye color, and then with the beard, same hairline. So, kind of interesting, but yeah, thank you for that. Robin McDonald says, I saw the falls in the winter. Also, it was beautiful but very icy where we are. Good luck on your journey. And Robin is referring to Niagara Falls, and it was absolutely gorgeous in the winter. Definitely highly recommend. Totally different than in the summer. But I actually was able to get right up to the ledge and look right over at the falls in the winter. Compared to when you go in the summer, there are so many tourists that you'll never get that close up. Granny Noodles again sends more hearts. Thank you. Users HH something says, you take a hard situation and make it happen. That is a real deal person. Keep moving forward in your life. Thank you. They said, most likely looking for food, referring to the coyotes. We have them all over the USA, and they can be dangerous or aggressive. Be careful on your travels. Yeah, we have them all over Canada as well. I just don't usually see them in a Walmart parking lot, and that one was the size of a wolf. I don't see them that big, even out in colder climates, like where I'm from, where they have so much to eat out in the wilderness, and they still had never seen them that big, and they'll eat people's like cats and house pets. They're wild. Some words of wisdom, not hate towards you and your lifestyle. You have an older auto, drive less, it will last longer. That's true. That's why I'm stationary here in Brockville. There is work lots that pays pretty well where you do DoorDash or other food delivery services. If you are between jobs, that pays about $150 to $250 or more a day. Just a thought. I have actually done DoorDash before, and Instacart, but I'm working online right now, so I'm not looking for a job at the moment. Have an income, but thank you. They said, just a thought, no disrespect to you, but organize your van, pitch things that are not needed, cutting down on junk. It looks messy, and that is why you have problems finding things. Yeah, that's what we've been working on the last couple months. This video here that you watched, I think, was at the very beginning of the van life journey. But yeah, if you've watched the other videos, we've been working on donating all of the stuff. Except for, like I was saying earlier in the video, a lot of my dad's belongings that I'm keeping. You have a nice personality, are interesting to watch. Wish you the best in your travels. That above is a wake-up call. Thank you. On acting, dancing jobs, lots of folks not working now. Also do a secondary job to help you cover your way. Yeah, that's what I have I have the YouTube channel income, and like I said, I'll make another video talking about all of my other income streams if anybody is interested one day. I do believe, just like this person, it's super important to have multiple income streams, especially if you're going to be living on the road, traveling, living in a vehicle. You aren't going to be living for free. It is definitely just as expensive as living in an apartment most of the time. So I would definitely figure out how you're going to pay for things if you're planning on going to be moving into the van life yourself, whether that's going to be savings or having alternative income, or, yeah, you could do things like DoorDash and stuff. In order to make $150 a day, you'd have to be DoorDashing all day long, anywhere in Canada. But, which would, for me, it wasn't worth it driving in this vehicle. Doing DoorDash, I spent more money on gas than I was making in tips, but maybe it's different in some areas. People don't tip well here in Canada on DoorDash. They said, yeah, for the acting jobs and dancing jobs, those are very rare. I've been working in the film industry since I was like 19, so I definitely have like a realistic sense of how often you're going to be working in film. If you're just doing background, it starts picking up around March, April, and up until the later months of the fall is the like busier film season, and there can be a ton of work during that season. But in terms of like principal work, and the last couple of years, because of the strike, for the writers' strike, and before that it was COVID, there's been a ton of bumps in the road in terms of the entire film industry. This season should be better, but we'll see. You cannot afford to just drive around and clock miles on an older auto. Yeah, I guess it depends. It depends how much you consider like driving around, or if you're going to be like driving back and forth around the country, for example, and for how many kilometers are on your vehicle, or miles. But yeah, definitely you need to take care of your vehicle, especially when your vehicle becomes your home. It's certainly important to keep even better care of your vehicle and stay up on your oil changes and stuff like that. But yeah, I agree. Set up a PayPal or other means for folks to donate to you on your travels. Ask for a cup of coffee. That would be $5 to $10. This is a movie and should be paid for the videos. Take care and be safe. Thank you. Yeah, I've started a Patreon. If you want to sign up for that, it's like I think you can sign up for like $2 a month or something. I set for one of the tiers, and you could support that way. I don't have a GoFundMe or anything because I haven't set up anything like that. But yeah, I do have an income, multiple income streams, so that's how I fund this lifestyle. And thank you for your comment. Tom E. Hill 2713 says, I've been planning to do this for retirement life, like take a transit type and convert it, or just try a Dodge Mini and parking lot or a campsite hop. That would be awesome. The transit vans are very, very popular at this point in van life. I've seen tons of them, especially online. That seems to be one of the most popular vehicles. And the Dodge Caravan, this is a great option for people that want to be stealth, or if you want to keep your spending to a low. A transit van costs a lot more money in terms of the upkeep and if you need to visit a mechanic or anything, as well as the gas, obviously, because it's a much bigger vehicle. But the perks to having a transit van is you can actually stand up in them, like stand around, make your food at your kitchen counter, things like that. And depending on your height, as long as you're not like 7 feet tall, there's room enough to use it in that way. Whereas if you're living in a car or a minivan or anything, you have to do everything seated. There's not enough room to actually fully stand up. Unless you're like under 4 feet tall, then it would be perfect for you. And thank you for the comment. Disco Mood says, very informative. Great tips. Thank you. JJKL 1976 says 100% stealth. When we need to be, definitely. I did make a video about stealth van life, which is the one that they're commenting on. So if you want to know how I live in the vehicle without anybody knowing, or how to be more stealth if you want to do this yourself, there is some great tips in that video. So Dupold says, nobody's watching you, nobody's following you, stop role-playing as a hot chick living alone in a car, literally nobody wants you. Okay, I don't know who pissed in your Cheerios this morning, but people are watching, that's who I'm talking to right now. I have 70,000 followers on my other YouTube channel, so there's people watching. I don't know where the stop role-playing as a hot chick. It's not even just a chick, but like stop role-playing as a hot chick. Do I look like I'm trying to be a hot chick? I don't think so. But thank you. I hope you enjoyed the piss in your Cheerios. Neuroverse789 said, just a little tip to start utilizing your whole gym membership. What I do when I'm scared or just don't know what to do in the gym, or when I'm just scared of being embarrassed or something, I'll just either get a yoga mat and stretch on that, or you can just stretch on the floor, or you can just stretch standing up. If you also want to check out machines, but you're a little nervous to do that, pick a machine that you want to try out looks simple, and then just start doing stretches by the machine and put your stuff on it that way. You don't have to immediately get on it, but you can mentally prepare yourself while you're stretching by the machine. Also, you can literally just start hanging. Handing is such a good exercise, and stretching, it decompresses your spine, and some secret holistic doctors use hanging to heal their patients. I do think decompression of the spine is super important. As for the gym membership and working out in there, it's mostly like treadmills and cardio and stuff that I find in Planet Fitness. And I do so much walking and hiking and stuff that I have my gym membership there actually more for showering. I do have dumbbells and other workout stuff in the vehicle, but I'm just not really a workout in the gym kind of person. It's not my thing. I think those are great tips, though. Thank you for sharing. If I do decide to go actually work out in the gym someday, maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I just prefer to be outside at all times. So when I'm working out or getting exercise, I prefer to try and make it either fun by like taking a dance class, gymnastics or something, but even then I prefer to do that outside too. I'm just not a like indoor working out person. But I think those are all great tips in terms of like the anxiety and everything like that. Lori Burchell, this is my auntie, says, you've got to get some real food into you, not so much fast food, my sparkling nephew. I do actually eat real food. You don't see it on camera, though, because it's not so exciting, so I don't really share that. I usually just share me eating fast food and that on camera. So yeah, it looks like I just eat a lot of garbage, but I probably wouldn't be staying this tiny if I ate that much garbage. But thank you, auntie, for thinking of me. She says we have the same coffee taste, and you need to keep the spare tire. Yeah, I did find a place to keep the spare tire back there so that I can keep my, I hated carrying the spare tire in the front seat, because that way it was so hard to move around if I needed to, like, bring a passenger around or anything like that. And Joanne Marie says, glad to have discovered your channel. I do not like to go do things by myself either. definitely relate. Except for grocery shopping, I don't mind. Yeah, sometimes, like, shopping is one of those things that I'm like, okay, I need to get this done. I don't need anybody in my way. I don't need any distractions, or I'm going to forget everything. Or, like, I don't want somebody tagging along at the grocery store, and them, like, I don't want to feel rushed, like I'm dragging somebody along with me on my errands kind of thing. But aside from that, like, doing exciting, fun things, I hate to go do it by myself and not having somebody else to share the memory with for the most part. Vansy Wansy says, will you be moving from that location soon? I worried now about that stupid weirdo that is watching you. Vinegar for mold. I just went through the same thing as you. Oh, the mold problem is common, I guess. That definitely sucks. That's unfortunate to hear. Luckily, I got a handle on the mold before it got out of hand, so that is good. In terms of the creepy dude that was watching me, I haven't been there in a couple weeks just because that nature reserve is like much further out. So I've just been hanging out in a different place most days lately, and it's a lot closer to the town, but I haven't been sleeping out at that place or anything. None of these are like my permanent place because I'm constantly moving around all day long. So yeah, not worried about him. Haven't seen him since because I haven't been out there at all. But in case you're watching this video and you're wondering who I'm talking about, there's just this creepy stalker guy that was creeping on me in pretty much every day that I was out at Mac Johnson. But thank you, Vansy Wenzy, for your comment. But I think those are all the comments that I'm going to answer here for now. But thank you guys for watching my channel. I hope you guys like this little 2-month update. We're living our best life still. It's basically trying to declutter, make sure that I have a routine in place so that I'm taking care of myself, moving my business forward, moving my art forward, and taking care of my mental and physical health, and making sure that I'm staying safe and all of that. And yeah, that is about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any other questions, I definitely love answering these questions for you guys, so don't be afraid to leave any comments down in the comments below, and especially as it pertains to van life. And if you have any questions about doing that yourself, I don't mind any of the personal questions as well, but anything to do with van life for sure. And I think that is it. So thank you guys again. Love you all, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. I'm gonna go continue role playing as a hot, sexy chick that nobody wants.